Today I'm creating this grey-brown smoky eye that I think is quite daytime appropriate. I've used the Urban Decay Naked Smoky palette to create this look. So if you'd like to learn how, please keep on watching. First, I'm going ahead and priming my eyelids with a new eye primer that I'm trying. It's the MAC Prep and Prime 24-hour Extended Eye Base. And I'm going to apply this all over my eyelid, going up to my brow bone and also on my bottom eyelid. As you can see, I have quite a bit of darkness going on. So I'm first taking the Makeup Forever Ultra HD Concealer, which is actually a corrector, in the shade R40 to neutralize the darkness under my eyes first. So I'm just patting this in to the areas that have maximum darkness. I'll be going over this area with the concealer shortly. So just using the corrector alone, you can see, makes a big difference for my under eyes. So once that's really blended in, I'm going in with my concealer. I'm using the MAC Pro Longwear Concealer, and I'm mixing two shades, NC30 and NC42, to get the right shade for me. So I'm just taking a small amount and then dabbing it onto my skin. I'm applying this both under my eyes and also bringing it down slightly onto my cheeks to create a highlighted effect. And then, as usual, I'm setting my concealer in place with the Ben Nye Banana Powder. So here's the palette that I'm using, the Urban Decay Naked Smoky palette. And it has these beautiful range of shades to choose from. So I'm just taking my face powder, the Ben Nye Banana Powder, and then using that to set my eye primer both on my eyelid and also under my eye. This will act as a base and will help in blending out the darker shades. The first shade I'm taking from the palette is the brown shade, which is called Whiskey. And I'm using that to apply as a transition shade. So I'm applying it slightly above my crease and then blending it towards my brow bone. I'm also taking some of the shade Combust just to help lighten this brown shade. Here I'm just ensuring that the eyeshadow stays in this particular angle, going towards the end of my brows and not extending it downwards, which would make the eyes look more droopy. I'm next taking the shade Passport, which is a muted gray, and I'm using that to deepen up my crease. And here I'm just blending that into the brown eyeshadow we applied earlier. And then further deepening the outer crease with the dark gray shadow from the palette known as Dagger. And I'm just blending this into the previous eyeshadows that we applied. Again, just ensuring that I don't cross this imaginary line going from the outside of my eye to the end of my eyebrows. Then I'm taking the shade Black Market, which is just a black eyeshadow, and I'm creating this cat eye effect with the black eyeshadow and then slightly bringing it onto the eyelid. And then I just added some more just to intensify the look. So here I'm just slightly blending the black eyeshadow onto the eyelid. Also just blending out to eliminate any harsh edges. For the mobile eyelid, I first went in with the gray silver shade called Slanted from the palette, but since it was not shimmery enough, I added some Armor to it, which is more of a silver metallic shade. And I'm just applying it to the portion of the eyelid that did not have any of the black eyeshadow. And here, since I lost some of the outer V definition, I'm just going back in with some black eyeshadow to intensify the outer V. Next, I'm taking the Marc Jacobs Gel Eyeliner Pencil and running that on my top and bottom waterline. To line my eyes, I'm using the L'Oreal Infallible Super Slim Liquid Eyeliner Pen. I'm just adding a very thin line all over my eyelids and then extending it ever so slightly just to follow the outer V that we created with the black eyeshadow. For the bottom eyelid, I'm first taking the brown eyeshadow, Whiskey, from the same palette, and then just applying it 3/4 of the way in. Then just going over with a clean brush to really blend it out and soften the look. And then taking the black eyeshadow, Black Market, and applying this just to the outer 1/3 or 1/4 of the eye. And then taking the shade High, which is a frosted champagne color, and I'm adding this to the inner corner of my eye and also to the highest point of my brow bone. For mascara, I'm using the L'Oreal Miss Manga Voluminous Mascara for my top lashes. This is the first time I was using it. It did tend to clump up my lashes, but that was fixed with the lash groomer. And then finally, I'm using the Clinique Bottom Lash Mascara for my bottom lashes. And then if you have a blob of mascara on your eyelid, just take a Q-tip and then take the mascara off and then go back in with the eyeshadows you used. That should fix the problem. And here's the finished look. If you like the makeup look, please do give the video a thumbs up. It really helps in reaching more audience. And if you're new to my channel, welcome. Please do subscribe to my channel so you get notified each time I post a video. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you again soon. Bye.